To me, and to many other 30-somethings like me, GoldenEye represents a rite of passage into adulthood. It was the last game of our collective era of innocence, a game as silly as it was violent, an artifact of another time. And now, a piece of classic millennial nostalgia that also happens to be a very beautifully designed game that's still super fun to play. Hello, my name is Alyse Knorr, and I'm an associate professor of English at Regis University and the author of the definitive GoldenEye history with Boss Fight books. Today, I'll be talking about what GoldenEye means to me. I can't remember the first time I played GoldenEye the same way I can't remember the first time I played tag. It was always just there, an ever-present staple of my childhood and adolescence. It was a go-to social activity for any group of 2 or more people, whether that was my brother David, or my friends, or whoever I was dating at that time. When I played it at home in high school, I sat in an enormous leather rocking chair in front of one of those wooden TV cabinets that held our gigantic old-school TV. When I played it in college, I played it on a tiny screen in my dorm room, shoulder to shoulder with friends I loved. I think that's when the game really clicked for me, playing 4-player multiplayer while eating snacks and drinking beers or sodas and just laughing hysterically with my buddies. It was just so infectiously fun. When GoldenEye debuted in August of 1997, it was a revelation. Just a year prior, N64 owners had been wowed by the fully 3D world of Super Mario 64, endlessly frustrated by Star Wars Shadows of the Empire and its snowspeeder's goddamn tow cables, and delighted by the multiplayer frenzy of Mario Kart 64. But GoldenEye was a different breed of game altogether. It took over high school sleepovers and college dorm parties and proved just how much fun the N64's 4 controller ports could really be. It was the first-person shooter many of us ever played, introducing a generation of console gamers to a whole new world of grown-up gaming. GoldenEye is still synonymous with the 1990s for many millennial gamers, calling up nostalgic memories of those last years of a simpler, quainter century, before 9/11, before the fallout of Columbine, and near-daily mass shootings. GoldenEye's visual and audio effects felt state-of-the-art for the era, allowing a level of interactivity and immersion that no game had ever attempted before. You could write your name on the wall with bullet holes, shatter a sheet of glass while sniping a guard in a tower, and hop into a tank and run over screaming soldiers. Civilians put their hands up, knees shaking when you pointed a gun at them. The game's many different weapons all shot at different rates, with different sound effects and accuracy metrics, and reloaded with a satisfying click. And for the first time ever in a video game, enemies winced in pain at whichever specific body part you shot. Playing GoldenEye just felt good. From the thrill of sneaking up on a Siberian commando and taking him out with a satisfying pew-pew from your silenced PP-7 pistol, to the tension of sprinting through a missile silo just before launch while a countdown ticks away on your screen. For every climactic boss battle and loud firefight, there were also quiet moments of slipping spy-like down the hall of an enemy base, covertly employing gadgets to steal classified information. The levels somehow felt real. Rather than rushing you in a chute from one objective onto the next, GoldenEye's levels let you explore and get lost, and forced you to do some actual spy work yourself to figure out how to complete each objective. The difficulty settings in GoldenEye's single-player campaign were perfectly calibrated to ensure a lifetime of replay value, where each new level of difficulty meant not just sharper shooting guards, but also more objectives to complete. The campaign told a story perfect for the end of the 90s, a time of rapid technological change and accompanying fears around those changes. In GoldenEye, Bond stole data from computer mainframes and blew up surveillance cameras and screens to protect the world from an evil terrorist spy satellite. But make no mistake, GoldenEye is also a delightfully goofy game. Tables and chairs inexplicably explode when you shoot them. There's a gun named after the Double D bra size, and there's a whole multiplayer mode called Slappers Only, in which you chase your friends around and slap at them with a over-the-top comic slap sound effect. It would be impossible to say how many times I've played GoldenEye. Certainly hundreds, maybe thousands? Each time I play it now, it feels both comfortingly familiar and excitingly new. The last time I played it was maybe a year ago, as I worked on my book, at which point I discovered that playing first-person shooters with dual analog control sticks have pretty much ruined my GoldenEye abilities. It's just really hard to go back to using only one analog stick for both your movement and aiming. If I were to try and sell this game to a new player, I would tell them that GoldenEye is worth trying, not just because it's goofy and fun and addicting, but also because when you play GoldenEye, you're playing through gaming history. GoldenEye made a seismic impact on the gaming landscape, particularly in helping to bring the first-person shooter, formerly a PC-only genre, to a new audience of gamers by popularizing the genre on home consoles. GoldenEye essentially made first-person shooters mainstream, and it paved the way for Halo and Call of Duty and all the other major first-person shooters that followed. Even the term first-person shooter only came into wide use after GoldenEye. GoldenEye also established many of the first-person shooter's common design features, including mission structure, multiplayer, AI, gameplay, and open-ended level architecture, all of which broke new ground in 1997. Ever since GoldenEye, almost all first-person shooters, both console and PC-based, have taken something away from the game, whether directly or indirectly. And that's what GoldenEye means to gaming, and that's what GoldenEye means to me. Please check out my GoldenEye book from Boss Fight Books. And thank you.